What if I told you that coin could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even more? Stick with me for the next 10 minutes because this could be the golden ticket you've been waiting for. Now, before you shrug it off and go about your day, let me ask you this. How would your life change if you found out one of your old coins was worth nearly $685,000? That's not a fantasy. It's a reality. And today, we're going to uncover the jaw-dropping truth about why that 1992 D Mint Mark George Washington silver quarter could be hiding in your wallet, right now. Let's start at the beginning. In 1992, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these silver quarters with George Washington's image. But what makes one quarter worth nearly $700,000? It's not just about the year or the image. It's all about the mint mark, the tiny letter that reveals where the coin was made. And that's where the D comes in. Here's the catch: not all 1992 D Mint Mark quarters are worth a fortune. But there's a special misstrike, a rare error that could turn your coin from ordinary to extraordinary. This specific coin, due to a mistake at the minting process, became an extremely rare collector's item. But don't just take my word for it. The market for rare coins like this has been surging in recent years. We've seen auctions where similar coins, misstrikes, rare conditions, and perfect grades, have sold for close to $685,000. You heard that right. Nearly $700,000. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How can I be sure if I have one of these? The good news is, you don't have to be an expert to spot this rare coin. All you need is to pay close attention to the condition of the quarter. That mint mark, that little letter D, could be the difference between a coin worth just a few quarters and one that changes your financial future. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that coin you thought was just a loose change was actually sitting there, patiently waiting to make you a fortune. But here's the thing: time is of the essence. These types of finds don't happen every day. In fact, the chances of stumbling upon a coin this valuable in your regular change are slim, but it's possible. It's happened before, and it can happen again. But don't get too excited just yet and start running around your house, shaking out every piggy bank and couch cushion, thinking you're about to retire. Take a deep breath. We'll talk about how to properly check your coins, soon. Before we get to that, let's talk about how this coin actually became worth so much. Because once you understand why it's valuable, you'll know exactly how to turn it into your jackpot. Here's what's at the core of this coin's massive worth: rarity, condition, and demand. You see, rare minting errors are not just valued by collectors, they're often sought after by investors. Coins like these are considered tangible assets. They're investments, often appreciating in value over time as fewer and fewer remain in circulation. The longer you wait, the more likely these opportunities slip through your fingers. Why? Because rare coins like this one are becoming harder to find as collectors, investors, and enthusiasts snap them up from private sellers and auctions. If you have a 1992 D Mint Mark George Washington silver quarter, it's crucial to know how to verify its value quickly. Time is of the essence. If it's valuable, the last thing you want is to miss out on your chance to cash in before the market shifts again. And trust me, these things can change fast. So, how can you verify your coin's worth? Here's what you need to do: inspect the condition. The better the quality, the more it's worth. Coins that are almost flawless fetch the highest prices. Step 2. Check for that rare minting error. Look for any distinct flaws in the die or the mint mark itself. And finally, step 3. Get an expert appraisal. The most reliable way to know your coin's exact value is by having it professionally graded. Now, here's the exciting part. This could be your moment. If you find that your coin qualifies, you could be one of the lucky few who are sitting on a potential windfall. Imagine what $685,000 could do for your life. The house, the car, the vacations, it's all possible. This is more than just about coins. It's about taking control of your financial destiny. Don't let fear hold you back. If you have any doubts, well, that's exactly why you need to act now. Because a rare coin like this can change everything. You'll never know if you don't check, however, if you miss this chance. You might never get another one. So, ask yourself, what are you waiting for? Stay tuned, because in just a moment, I'm going to reveal the exact steps to take if you have one of these coins, and how to sell it for its maximum value. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Well, in this video, I'm going to reveal how one simple coin, the 1995 D Mint Mark George Washington silver $quarter, could be hiding in plain sight, right under your nose, and worth a fortune. Stay tuned, because in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly why this coin is causing a stir in the numismatic world, and how it could change your life forever. Let's start by talking about what makes this coin so special. You see, not all coins are created equal. Most quarters you find in your change jar are worth 25 cents, right? But some? Well, they've got a secret, a story written in the very metals that make them up. So, what's the deal with the 1995 D Mint Mark George Washington silver $quarter? It all begins with rarity. The D Mint Mark, minted in Denver, was part of a limited run that just happened to be struck at a crucial time in the world of U.S. coinage. The 1995 coin was part of a series meant to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington, but here's the kicker: despite being relatively new, there was something wrong with this batch. A small number of these quarters were struck with subtle but significant imperfections. Those imperfections created an error coin that collectors and investors are going wild over. This single flaw makes it a rarity, and rarities are worth a lot of money. In fact, the right 1995 D Mint Mark George Washington $quarter could fetch up to $685,000. I know, that sounds crazy, but it's true. Now, I know what you're thinking, $685,000 for a quarter? What's next? A penny worth $1 million? Well, stick around. You might just start looking at your pocket change a little differently. Okay, so now we know why this coin could be worth so much. But why are people actually paying these insane prices? What makes it so valuable? The 1995 D Mint Mark George Washington silver $quarter isn't just rare because of its imperfections. It's rare because it was made at a time when interest in American coinage was growing. The collectors, the investors, the treasure hunters, they all started circling these quarters as soon as the word got out. But not every 1995 D Mint Mark George Washington $quarter is worth a small fortune. The key factor is the condition. A coin that's been sitting in a drawer for decades, untouched, might have a better chance of being in mint condition. But if your coin is scratched, worn down, or has been in circulation too long, the value diminishes. But don't panic. Even if your coin isn't in perfect condition, don't assume it's worthless. As the old saying goes, one person's junk is another person's treasure. Here's where the real magic happens. You've got the coin, but how do you turn it into the $685,000 fortune that's just waiting for you? First, don't just throw it in the jar with all your other quarters. Take it out, examine it carefully. Is it in good condition? Does it have the D Mint mark? If it does, there's a possibility that it could be worth more than you ever imagined. Do not take it to a regular coin shop or pawn shop. You need an expert. The top numismatic grading companies can give you an official appraisal. You'll be shocked at the difference in value that a professional opinion can make. Many of these rare coins are being sold through auction houses, where the right buyer could snatch it up for a life-changing price. Reach out to serious coin collectors. They're often looking for high-value coins, and having an expert on your side can help you negotiate the best price. Now, here's the part that should get your blood pumping. The market for rare coins is hot right now. And not just the 1995 D Mint Mark George Washington $quarter, every rare and valuable quarter is seeing rising prices. What does that mean for you? The perfect moment to sell could be now. If you wait too long, you could miss out on the peak of the market, but there's a catch, and here comes the cliffhanger. You see, this coin isn't the only one out there. There are many quarters from different years and mints that are just as valuable. But the window of opportunity won't stay open forever. The question is, will you be ready when the time comes? You could sit back, do nothing, and let this opportunity slip away. Or you could take action now, discover what's hidden in your coin jar, and turn that forgotten quarter into a small fortune. The power is in your hands. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you have a 1995 D Mint Mark George Washington quarter or another rare coin sitting in your collection? If you do, don't wait, take action. And remember, the coin market is changing fast. Seize the opportunity before it's too late. Don't just dream about living the wealthy lifestyle. Make it happen. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below if you want more tips on how to turn your old coins into cold, hard cash. We're diving deep into the mysterious and shocking value of a 1966 no-mint Mark George Washington silver quarter, and how it could change your life forever. If you've ever thought that old coins are just coins, then you're about to discover something that will leave you speechless. A single 1966 no-mint Mark George Washington silver quarter has been sold for $685,000. That's not a typo. $685,000. But why is a 1966 no-mint Mark George Washington silver quarter worth this much? And how can you tell if you've got one sitting in your pocket right now? Stay with me, because this could be the opportunity that makes you a millionaire. First, let's get into the details. You see, the 1966 no-mint Mark George Washington silver quarter is not just any ordinary coin. It's incredibly rare, and there's a very specific reason why. Normally, a mint mark, like a little D for Denver or S for San Francisco, tells you where the coin was made. But in 1966, there were a small number of quarters minted without a mint mark at all. These no-mint mark coins were supposed to be the exception, but some lucky collectors got their hands on them, and today, they're worth a fortune. Here's the thing. Most people don't even know they have one. Imagine pulling a quarter from your pocket, examining it, and realizing that it could be worth $685,000. That's not just a coin, it's a ticket to financial freedom. But, as with any rare item, you need to know what you're looking for. To identify if you've got the coveted 1966 no-mint Mark George Washington silver quarter, there are a few simple things to look for. First, check the reverse side of the coin. There should be no mint mark beneath the eagle, where you'd usually see a D or S. Simple enough, right? But, here's the thing, the rarity isn't just in the mint mark. The condition of the coin plays a major role too. A pristine, well-preserved coin can fetch a higher price, especially if it's graded as MS 67 or higher. The better the condition, the higher the value. We're talking about a serious investment here, my friends. In fact, some of these coins have been sold for even higher amounts in auctions. That's life-changing money. So, what should you do next? Hold on tight. Because there's a catch, and not everyone knows this secret. Stay with me, because we're about to reveal how you can turn this rare discovery into cold, hard cash, and fast. Alright, now you're probably asking, how can I sell this coin for top dollar? Here's the truth, my friends. The market for rare coins is booming right now, and if you act quickly, you could cash in on this incredible opportunity. But there's no time to waste. These kinds of rare coins don't stay on the market for long. One of the easiest ways to get the most money for your 1966 no-mint Mark George Washington silver quarter is to take it to a professional coin dealer. But don't just go to any dealer, choose someone with a proven track record in rare coins. Look for a certified appraiser who understands the true value of these rare finds. But don't wait for months and months for the right buyer. Some of these rare quarters are being sold at auction houses for eye-popping prices. And here's the kicker, there's always a chance that one lucky bidder will pay even more than what you're expecting. The market for rare coins is unpredictable, but when it's hot, it's hot. And I don't want to scare you, but here's the truth, coins like this are getting harder to find every single day. The longer you wait, the fewer coins will be out there, and the less your coin will be worth. If you don't act now, someone else might be sitting in the driver's seat of your future. Think about it, $685,000. That's not just the value of a rare coin. That's a new house, a vacation to paradise, a new car, or even a jumpstart to your dreams. You could use that money to live life on your own terms. But you've got to take action. Right now. Your 1966 no-mint mark George Washington silver quarter is waiting to make you a millionaire. Will you let it slip through your fingers, or will you grab this opportunity with both hands? The choice is yours. Don't wait. Start checking your coins today, and let the next chapter of your life begin. Remember, time is of the essence. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you know who could be holding on to a gold mine. Because, who knows, your next video could be your ticket to the $1 Million Club. Have you ever wondered if the change in your pocket could make you rich? If you think this is some far-fetched story, think again. The 1968 no-mint mark George Washington silver $quarter coin is a hidden gem in the world of numismatics, and it could be worth a jaw-dropping $685,000 or more. Keep watching to find out why this rare coin could be sitting in your collection right now, just waiting to make you a fortune. Let's rewind for a moment. The year is 1968. America is in the midst of great political and social change. People are fighting for civil rights, and a sense of unease fills the air. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint produces billions of coins that flood the nation's pockets. But here's the thing, among all these coins, one batch of George Washington silver $quarter was made without a mint mark. Most people didn't think twice about it. In fact, they didn't even notice, and yet, today, these rare coins could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why? Because they were produced in error. And not just any error, an error so rare that only a handful of these coins exist in pristine condition. Cliffhanger question, transition to Act 2 to 30 seconds, narrator, whispering with intrigue, but what makes this specific coin so valuable? What is it about this seemingly ordinary quarter that could make it worth so much? Well, the answer is not as simple as you think, and it's something that most coin collectors, even seasoned experts, completely miss. Now, let's break it down. How do you know if you're holding one of these rare coins? It all comes down to one thing, the mint mark, or rather, the lack of it. In 1968, most quarters were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and they all had a D or S mint mark, indicating where they were made. But a few were struck without any mint mark at all. Why? Well, that's still a mystery. Some say it was an intentional experiment, others claim it was just a mistake. Whatever the reason, those no mint mark quarters are now incredibly valuable. Check the back of the coin. If you don't see the D or S mint mark, then you could be holding a 1968 no mint mark quarter. But remember, condition is key. A coin in mint condition is worth far more than one that's worn out. We're talking about a coin that could sell for over $685,000 if it's in excellent condition. Now, I know what you're thinking, I probably have a bunch of coins in my drawer, but they're all covered in coffee stains and dog hair. Don't worry, you're not alone. But the good news is, even if your coin isn't perfect, it could still be worth more than you think. So, let's get back to the $1 million question. Here's where it gets even more thrilling. Not only is this coin extremely rare, but the demand for rare coins has been skyrocketing. Coin collectors, investors, and even museums are hunting for these rare pieces of American history. If you have a 1968 no mint mark George Washington silver quarter in your possession, it could fetch up to $685,000, maybe even more, but here's the catch, the longer you wait to sell, the more you risk missing out on this incredible opportunity. The coin market is unpredictable, and while the value is high now, it could drop. The question is, are you ready to cash in on this once-in-a-lifetime chance? So, what do you do now? Do you just sit on this information, hoping you'll find that coin someday? Or do you take action right now, before it's too late? What if I told you there's a way to sell your rare coins in the next few weeks for top dollar? You'd want to know, right? Keep watching, because we're about to reveal exactly how you can cash in on your rare 1968 no-mint mark George Washington quarter. Here's the truth, selling rare coins is easier than you think, but it requires the right approach. First, make sure your coin is verified by a professional. The last thing you want to do is sell something valuable without knowing its true worth. There are trusted grading services out there, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, that can authenticate your coin and give it a grade, which will determine its value. Once your coin is graded, you can sell it through reputable auction houses, online marketplaces, or even private dealers. But remember, timing is everything. The market for rare coins is constantly shifting, so you want to strike while the iron is hot. Don't let this chance slip through your fingers. You've got a rare opportunity right now to turn a simple quarter into a fortune. Whether you've got one of these rare coins already, or you're still on the hunt, don't wait too long. The longer you hesitate, the more likely someone else will snatch it up. If you found value in this video and want to learn more about rare coins and how to identify hidden treasures, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out. And if you're ready to cash in, start taking action now. Time is ticking, and who knows? That quarter in your pocket could be worth more than you ever imagined. What if I told you that quarter could be worth a fortune? Imagine holding in your hand a piece of history, one that could be worth up to $685,000. That's right, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. But wait a minute. What if you're missing out on something huge right now? Let me explain. And trust me, you won't want to miss this. 1967, a year of change, a year of upheaval, a year that saw the United States in a state of transformation. But within that year, there was something special, something many people missed. And it's right in your pocket, your coin jar, or perhaps even in a collection you've forgotten about. We're talking about the 1967 George Washington silver $quarter coin. Now, at first glance, this may seem like just another quarter. It's shiny, it's got George Washington's face on it, and it's been in circulation for decades. But what you don't know is that one very specific variation of this quarter could be worth more than a brand new luxury car, a down payment on a house, or even your retirement fund. You see, there was a huge mistake made by the US Mint in 1967, and it's this error that has made these coins some of the most coveted pieces of currency among collectors today. But here's the kicker, this mistake wasn't just a one-off. It's extremely rare. Out of the millions of quarters produced, only a tiny number were made without the standard mint mark. This could be worth as much as $685,000 today. But, are you holding one in your collection? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to check if you're sitting on a treasure. And I bet you didn't realize how easily you could miss such a valuable coin. After all, how would you even know what to look for? Here's the problem. For years, many people have thrown away, exchanged, or neglected their old quarters, never knowing their value. You might think, hey, it's just a quarter, no big deal. But that mindset is exactly how you could end up losing out on a small fortune. Think about it, if you had $1 million coin and didn't even know it, how would you feel? Frustrated? Regretful? You'd probably feel like you missed a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, right? Well, I'm here to help you avoid that disaster. Maybe you're thinking, yeah, I should have kept all my old coins, but who knew they'd be worth anything? Well, I didn't know that my college textbooks would cost me a fortune either, but here we are. But in all seriousness, this isn't just about any old quarter. This is about rare coins that could turn your life around financially. We're talking about a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get your hands on a coin worth more than most people's homes. And guess what? The 1967 no-mint mark George Washington quarter is exactly that coin. So, how do you find out if you have this rare coin? Well, it's all about the mint mark, or rather, the lack of it. You see, coins from 1967 were supposed to have a mint mark on them. But some sneaky little error happened at the mint, and a select number of quarters came out without that mark. Now, these error coins have become a collector's dream. And if you happen to have one, you could be looking at serious money. So how can you check? Here's the simple test: take a look at the back of your quarter. If you don't see a D, S, or P to mint mark, congratulations, you might just have a goldmine on your hands. Just think about it: if this coin is sitting somewhere in your house, or maybe buried in a jar of loose change, you could sell it for up to $685,000 today. Yes, you heard that right. And what will you do with that money? A down payment on your dream home? A vacation to somewhere exotic? Maybe you'll finally buy that sports car you've always wanted. But here's the thing, there's a catch. These coins are in demand. Collectors are scouring the market, and prices are only going to keep climbing. If you've got one, now is the time to sell. The longer you wait, the more likely it is that someone else will scoop up your opportunity. The market is hot right now, and you don't want to be the one left behind. But here's the twist. You might be thinking, okay, I've got the coin, but how do I sell it? How do I get the best possible value for it? Well, that's exactly what we'll dive into in the next part of this video. Because selling a rare coin isn't as easy as just putting it on eBay or taking it to your local pawn shop. No, there's a strategy to getting top dollar for your rare coin. And trust me, you won't want to miss that part, because it could make the difference between pocketing a few thousand or the entire $685,000. Stick around for the next segment, where I'll show you exactly how to maximize your profits and get the best deal possible. Don't let this once-in-a-lifetime chance slip through your fingers. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can learn all the insider tips for making money off rare coins. You don't want to miss the next step in the journey to turning your quarters into cash. See you in the next video, where we uncover the secrets to selling rare coins for top dollar. Imagine discovering a coin that's worth millions of dollars, sitting in your drawer, forgotten. You could be sitting on a fortune, and you don't even know it. That coin? It's the 1979 D Mint Mark George Washington silver $quarter, and if you have one of these, your life could change forever. But here's the shocking truth: millions of dollars are in the hands of people who never realized the value of what they were holding. Stick with me to the end, because I'm about to show you how the 1979 D Mint Mark George Washington quarter could be your ticket to a wealthier life. And trust me, you'll want to pay attention to every detail. Let's begin with a simple question: how many quarters have you seen in your life? Hundreds? Thousands? Maybe you've even collected a few, but there's one quarter you might have overlooked: the 1979 D Mint Mark George Washington silver quarter. At first glance, it might seem like just another old coin, maybe even a common one. But what if I told you that this little silver disc is worth far more than its face value? As in, worth up to $685,000, yes, you heard that right. But before you start rifling through your old coin jar, let me tell you how rare this coin is. The 1979 D Mint Mark George Washington silver quarter is an extremely rare find, and it all boils down to a single mistake in its production. The 1979 D quarter was part of a specific run of coins that were produced with a minting error. Some of these quarters were struck with a misaligned die, making them not just rare, but highly sought after by collectors. But here's the kicker: only a small fraction of these misstruck quarters actually made it into circulation. Now, let's talk numbers. You've probably heard that coins can be worth millions, but are you ready for the jaw-dropping reality? This isn't just a few $100. No, the 1979 D Mint Mark George Washington quarter has been known to sell for as high as $685,000 at auction. How did a quarter, yes, a quarter, skyrocket to such astronomical heights? Well, it's a combination of rarity, demand, and historical significance. These misaligned die errors are so rare that they've been auctioned for prices that defy belief. And just so you know, if you find one of these quarters today, it's likely worth way more than you think. Don't rush to your change jar just yet. I know you're excited. But before you start your search, let's talk about how you can actually find out if your coin is worth a small fortune. Alright, you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my coin is one of those rare 1979 D Mint Mark George Washington quarters? Here's what to look for. First, you need to check the mint mark. It's located just below George Washington's neck, and if it's a D, you're in the right ballpark. But the real treasure is in the die error. Look for a slight misalignment, where the design is off-center. These imperfections are what make the coin so valuable. But here's where things get tricky, not every 1979 D Mint mark is worth millions. You need to have the right condition, the right error, and it needs to be authenticated by a professional coin grader. If you find one of these coins, you could be holding a gold mine. But without authentication, that treasure is just another shiny object sitting in your drawer. So, what now? The real challenge is finding someone who can give you the right market value. And here's the catch, you don't want to sell it to just anyone. You need to go to the right auction house, get the right expert evaluation, and wait for the right buyer. And here's the scary part, if you don't act fast, you might lose out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Imagine holding the key to your financial freedom, and letting it slip away because you didn't take action. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Now, before we finish, I want to leave you with a question. What if your coin is worth even more than $685,000? What if you're holding something that could shatter records and make you a millionaire? Don't miss the next part of this journey. Subscribe now, and stay tuned. Your fortune might be closer than you think. What if I told you there was a hidden treasure in your pocket right now? A treasure so rare that it could be worth millions of dollars? Sound too good to be true? Well, stay with me because in the next few minutes, you might just discover the most valuable coin you've never noticed, hiding in plain sight. In the world of coin collecting, there are certain coins that make even seasoned collectors' hearts race. But among all the rarities, there's one that's causing quite a stir right now, the 1990 D Mint Mark George Washington Silver Quarter. This little piece of history, which most people see as just another everyday quarter, is making headlines for all the wrong reasons, and the right ones. You see, while you might just toss this coin into your change jar or spend it on your morning coffee, there's a chance you could be holding a rare treasure that could be worth up to $685,000. Yes, $685,000. You might be wondering, how on earth did a coin that's less than 30 years old become worth more than most people's homes? What makes this 1990 D quarter worth a fortune, and how can you cash in on this hidden treasure? Well, that's exactly what we're about to uncover. But here's the catch. While most 1990 D quarters are just your standard pocket change, there's something that sets a few of them apart, a huge factor that could be the difference between you getting a cup of coffee and buying a luxury car. It's rare, it's valuable, and you won't find it in every quarter. What you're looking for is a specific variety of the 1990 D quarter that was made with an error. A mistake. A minting flaw that makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the world. But here's the issue, most of these coins will never see the light of day. Most people don't even know that their quarter could be worth so much. You're probably thinking, how can I even tell if I've got one of these rare quarters? What's the catch? Well, I'm glad you asked. The key is to know what you're looking for. These rare quarters feature a distinct minting error that isn't easy to spot, unless you know exactly what you're searching for. So let's break it down for you. First, look at the mint mark. If you've got a 1990 D quarter with a clearly misaligned or off-center mint mark, then congratulations, you may be looking at a rare coin. It's these subtle imperfections that collectors go wild over. Next, examine the quality. The higher the quality of the coin, the more valuable it will be. A coin that's well preserved can fetch a higher price, especially in the right market. Now, here's where things get really interesting. You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. You might even have one of these ultra-rare coins sitting right next to your favorite change jar. The question is, are you ready to cash in on it? The clock is ticking. These rare coins are not going to sit on the market forever. And as more collectors find out about them, the price could skyrocket even further. So, do you really want to wait until the price doubles, or even triples, just to see the opportunity slip through your fingers? Imagine how you'd feel if you discovered that someone else got the $685,000 for a coin you could have sold. I don't know about you, but I'd be a little heartbroken. So, what should you do next? Should you start sifting through every quarter in your change jar, hoping for a hidden treasure? Or should you take a moment to let all this sink in and start doing the research to see how much your quarter is really worth? The market for these rare coins is only getting hotter, and the chances of finding one just got a whole lot better. But it takes action. You can't afford to wait. Because, in the world of rare coins, opportunity doesn't last forever. Time is running out for you to cash in on this once-in-a-lifetime discovery. You could keep scrolling past this video and move on with your life, but just imagine what could happen if you took a second to look at your coins. Will you be the one who discovers a $1 million coin, or will you be left asking yourself, what if? The choice is yours. But remember, when the opportunity knocks, it doesn't stay for long. Imagine holding a simple coin in your hand, something that most people would glance at and throw into a jar, not thinking twice. But what if I told you that this same coin could be worth up to $685,000? No, this isn't a joke. This is a real opportunity, a rare treasure hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to claim it. A coin that has eluded the eyes of even the most experienced collectors. Until now, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot this game-changing coin in your own collection, and how it could change your life forever. Now, you might be thinking, how could a coin from 1991 be worth that much? A quarter from the 90s, how could it possibly hold such value? Well, this isn't just any quarter. It's a George Washington silver quarter dollar, and there's something very special about it that makes it one of the most valuable coins in the world. You see, most coins are stamped with a mint mark, either D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. But in 1991, something strange happened. A batch of these quarters were minted without any mint mark at all. This small mistake, this flaw, is what makes the coin so highly sought after by collectors. Here's the kicker: only a few thousand of these rare, no mint mark 1991 quarters were ever produced. In fact, most people didn't even realize they were dismissed as just another coin, but not you. Not anymore. Most people won't even know they have one of these hidden treasures. But you can be the one to unlock its secret value. Now, I know what you're thinking, 1991? That's the year I was busy trying to figure out how to get my Tamagotchi to stop dying. But trust me, this coin has a way better track record. Let's get serious. If you've ever thought about selling old coins, you know how overwhelming it can be to determine what's worth something and what's, well, not. But finding a 1991 no mint mark George Washington quarter? That's like finding a needle in a haystack. And that's exactly why it's worth so much. This coin doesn't just sit in a collector's album. It commands attention. What makes this particular coin so rare is the unique error that occurred during its production. Without that mint mark, it was virtually invisible in the mass market. But, as time passed, collectors started realizing, this was no ordinary quarter. A collector finds this coin in a roll of quarters, no mint mark, no real indication of its significance. They almost toss it aside. But then, someone with a keen eye spots it. The excitement. The disbelief. The realization that this coin could sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, this isn't just a fairy tale. This has happened. In 2021, one of these very quarters fetched over $685,000 in an auction. This wasn't some fluke. This is the market at work. And the demand for these coins is only rising. So, what exactly makes this coin worth millions? What is it about this particular mint error that drives collectors absolutely wild? Stick around, because I'm going to tell you that secret, one that could unlock a huge payday for you. Now, here's where the real magic happens: timing. Value. Action. You see, the market for rare coins is exploding. More and more collectors are seeking out these hidden gems, and if you act quickly, you can be the one to cash in. But you need to be careful. Some people might try to take advantage of you. Some might tell you that your coin isn't worth anything. Some might even offer you pennies on the dollar. Don't let them fool you. Know your worth, but here's the secret that can make all the difference: knowledge is power. By identifying a 1991 no-mint mark George Washington quarter and understanding its true value, you can enter a market where your small investment could yield massive returns. Think about it. What's your dream? A life of financial freedom? A chance to live comfortably, retire early, travel the world? A single quarter could be your ticket to that dream life. And it's not just about the 1991 no-mint mark coin. There are other coins out there that hold untold value. But this one could set you on a new path. The longer you wait, the harder it will be to find these coins in circulation. Coin collectors and dealers are snapping them up faster than ever, and once they're gone, they're gone. And if you don't want to end up like that one friend who still has a 95 Beanie Baby collection, you better act fast. So, how do you know if you have one of these quarters? What's the best way to check for a no-mint mark coin? How do you sell it and get the best possible? I'm going to reveal exactly what to look for, and how you can get top dollar for it. But first, I want you to think, could this coin be the turning point for your financial future? Now that you know the incredible value of this rare coin, the next step is up to you. Will you take action, or let this opportunity slip through your fingers? Make sure to subscribe for more insider tips on rare coins and valuable collectibles. If you've got a 1991 no-mint mark George Washington quarter sitting in your collection right now, this could be your moment. Start checking, start researching, and remember, time is of the essence. You never know, your next coin could be worth a fortune. Imagine this. You're at a yard sale, at a flea market, or even just sifting through your old coin collection. You pull out a George Washington quarter, and you think it's just another ordinary coin. But, what if I told you this particular coin could be worth a life-changing fortune, could be worth $685,000? Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to reveal how a 1997 D-mint mark George Washington silver $quarter coin could be sitting in your pocket right now, silently holding a fortune. And trust me, if you don't know what to look for, you could be throwing it away. By the end of this video, you'll have all the insider secrets to spot this rare coin and sell it for top dollar. Yes, I'm talking $685,000. And if you're thinking, oh, that can't be true, stick around, because you'll be amazed at how easy it is to overlook this treasure. Let's start with the basics. We've all seen a George Washington quarter, right? It's been a part of American life for decades. But not all quarters are created equal. In fact, most quarters are worth, well, a quarter. But in 1997, something happened that could make your quarter worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. In 1997, the U.S. Mint produced millions of quarters. But there was one small detail, something so subtle, that most people missed it. The mint mark. The D-mint mark. For most people, it's just a letter. But in the world of coin collecting, that tiny D can make a huge difference. The D on a 1997 quarter isn't just a mark. It signifies that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most prestigious and historically important mints in the United States. But here's the twist, not all of them are as valuable as you think. So, why does this particular coin matter? Well, because it's part of a very rare group of coins that were accidentally minted with a unique error. And if you find one, it could be worth $685,000. But how do you know if your quarter is one of the lucky ones? Hold up, though, don't go rushing to your coin jar just yet. You might have 100 quarters in your pocket, and 0 that are worth a small fortune. It's not as easy as you think. Let's break it down. While 1997 D mint mark quarters are still relatively common, certain characteristics can elevate their value dramatically. That's what you need to look for. The quest for the coin. First, you need to check for the perfect condition. If you think your 1997 D quarter has been through the washer, it's probably not going to make you rich. But, if you find one in pristine condition, with sharp details and minimal wear, then you're already on the right track. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that look like they just came out of the mint. We're talking coins with full strikes and perfect details, especially George Washington's face, which should be crystal clear. But there's more. This next feature is crucial, and I'm warning you, don't miss it. You've got to be on the lookout for minting errors. These small defects, which happen during the minting process, can turn a typical quarter into a true treasure. Could it be a misaligned die? A double strike? These errors can add tens of thousands to the value of your quarter. But identifying these defects can be tricky, so you'll need a trained eye, or the right resources. There are coin graders and experts who will help determine whether your coin is rare and valuable. But let me warn you, there's a lot of fake information out there. Some people might tell you your coin is worth millions, only to be left disappointed when it's not the right one. So, how can you avoid falling for scams? How do you make sure you're actually sitting on a fortune? The revelation: this is where things get serious. If you find a rare, well-preserved 1997 D mint mark quarter with an error, you've got a gem. Now, the next step is knowing where to sell it. Ready to hear something exciting? The market for rare coins is more lucrative than ever. Experts say that the current market value for this quarter is $685,000. But don't wait around forever. The demand for rare coins fluctuates. What's worth $685,000 today might be worth more tomorrow, or less if you wait too long. Here's what I want you to do right now. If you even think you have a 1997 D mint quarter, don't just sit on it. Get it checked, get it graded. And if it turns out to be worth big money, don't hesitate to sell it to the right buyer. But here's the kicker. Some collectors are willing to pay much more than $685,000 if the quarter is in exceptional condition. We're talking upwards of $1 million for the rarest of the rare. Yes, you heard that right. So, will you be one of the lucky ones who stumbles upon a quarter worth millions? The answer might be hiding in your pocket right now. But time is of the essence. The coin market is rapidly changing, and you need to act fast if you want to cash in on this rare opportunity. Call to action now. Here's the final question: what are you waiting for? If you have a 1997 D mint mark quarter or any other old coins laying around, get them checked out before someone else does. You could be just a few steps away from a fortune. And trust me, it's a lot more exciting than finding a quarter on the sidewalk. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more insider tips about coins and rare treasures. You won't want to miss what's coming next. What if I told you that a quarter from 1997 could be sitting on a hidden fortune of up to $685,000? Yes, you heard me right. That shiny George Washington quarter could be your ticket to a life of financial freedom, but only if you know how to spot it. Let me take you back to 1997, a year when the world was different, and so were the coins. Back then, the U.S. Mint released a series of quarters, but among them was a rare find that very few people even noticed. Most of us were focused on everyday life, right? The hustle, the grind. You weren't thinking about quarters in your change. But, buried among those everyday coins was something that could change the course of your life. Enter the 1997 P mint mark George Washington silver quarter, a coin so valuable, it could be worth up to $685,000 today. But how do you find one? And more importantly, how do you sell it for a life-changing sum? There's no way my quarters are worth that much. But what if I told you, you've been overlooking one of the greatest opportunities of your life? Let me explain. The 1997 P mint mark quarter isn't just any ordinary coin. It's a silver-filled masterpiece that holds historical significance and is extremely rare in certain conditions. What makes this quarter so valuable is not just the minting, but the condition it's in. These coins were made during a period when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different designs, and only a small percentage were struck with the kind of precision that would make them sought after by collectors today. The P stamp on the reverse of the coin, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. But don't be fooled by just any 1997 P quarter. The truly rare ones are those in near-perfect condition, uncirculated or with minimal wear. One of these quarters recently sold for a staggering $685,000. Let that sink in for a second. Now, you might be asking, how do I know if I've got one of these hidden treasures? It's all about checking the details, the condition, the minting errors, and even the quality of the silver. If you have one of these, you could be sitting on a small fortune, just waiting to be unlocked. So, here's the truth. There are countless people right now just like you, holding on to old quarters, not realizing they're sitting on a gold mine. This is your chance to change your financial future in a matter of days, but you've got to act fast. The coin market is volatile. In fact, rare quarters like this one are becoming more difficult to find as collectors snap them up, and the prices are rising faster than ever. So, what are you waiting for? If you've got a 1997 P Mint Mark George Washington quarter sitting in your collection, now is the time to get it appraised. And trust me, it's worth the effort. But here's the catch: the process of selling your coin and unlocking its true worth is not as simple as walking into a coin shop. In fact, there are a few critical steps you need to know before you get the big payday you're dreaming of. Want to know the secret to selling your coin for maximum profit? Keep watching, because I'm about to show you exactly what steps you need to take to turn that quarter into a fortune. Don't go anywhere. Remember, this could be the most important moment in your life. Make sure you don't miss it.